Hey everybody, Fixing with the Kid here. I'm back. Do another video, repair video, personal video. This is a generator, as you can see, a 3650 with a 4,550 surge. I guess you call that Firman. Never worked on this brand before. It was at my neighbor's yard sale. So the tank is clean. It's got some old gas in it, but it's clean. You can tell the gas had ethanol in it. So yeah, they said they think it's carburetor issues. We're going to get into it and try it out. I got my helper right there. So we're going to get into it. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And we appreciate you watching. Let's get into this Firman generator. See if we can fix it. All right, everybody, in full disclosure, it is the next day, and I got tied up with another project, couldn't finish it. So this is the generator that I got from my neighbor's yard sale. They're good folks, and they had this for a short period of time. They bought a bigger one. Now, as I said, this is not my only generator. This is a backup one for somebody who needs it, or it's just a smaller one. I've got a 7500, 7550. I've got some 5500s. I've got 3 of those, and I've got a couple of suitcase Hondas. So this is not my primary generator, but it's a pretty nice one. I looked it up online. The current retail price of this one, and I'll put a picture here, is over $500, and so it's a good deal. I paid $100 for it. The neighbor said it ran before they put it away, and I smelled the gas tank, and it is full of a lot of stale gas. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, there's a light bulb there on top. I'm going to spray a little bit of carb spray in the carburetor. The oil is full, and it looks good. The power switch is on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you around right here where you can see the light bulb. And I'm going to put a little bit of carb spray in the air filter and into the throat of the carburetor, and we'll see if it kicks over. At this point, some people would check for spark, but if it kicks over, fires, then we know we have spark. I'm going to take the air filter off. You keep an eye on the light bulb. Spray a little bit of carb spray or starter fluid if you have it. I'm going to give it a pull and see what happens. So yeah, hopefully you saw that light up. And so we have a carburetor issue, so we'll get into that right now. Okay, that simple technique has eliminated several possibilities. It looks like a 10 millimeter will get the carburetor off. The tank is full of bad gas. We'll get that drained out and disposed of properly. And we'll get some fresh gas in it, and we'll give it a try. I don't know how easy it is going to be for you to see, but we'll try to get you in there. All right, so we need to take this outside off. Probably going to be 8 millimeter screen on the outside to hold your air filter. 4 little screws. That one's hard to get to, and that one's hard to get to. I'll have to get a wrench. Okay, I got me an 8 millimeter wrench. Phillips screwdriver will work as well. Just they put it here where the bar is in the way. Get in here to the 10 millimeters. Holding the carburetor on. Pull out the vent tube. Get to the second one. Nope. So I have a 10 millimeter wrench. Get those 2 nuts off. Then there's one here in the back. I'm not going to bring you around, but there's one here in the back that holds the bottom on a bracket. And this should come off the front. Nope. I'm at an angle here. There we go. So we got that out of the way. Get the fuel line off, and we'll pull the linkage. So I'm going to pull the fuel line off. Okay. I'm going to slide the carburetor out. There is a place in there that the linkage will just lift off. And you can pull the whole carburetor. So I'm going to get this up on the workbench and we'll start working on it. These are usually 10 millimeter on the Honda clones. I don't think this one's ever been apart. Dry as a bone in there. So usually 9 times out of 10, if you don't use ethanol-free gas, there is in the middle of the pickup tube, or the part that goes in the bowl, there is a jet, main jet, and that usually is what plugs up. This carburetor is actually pretty clean. It would not start for them, so they upgraded. I'm going to take that jet out. All right, our float does not appear to be stuck. Okay, so if you're going to attempt this, get a good screwdriver. These tend to work pretty well. They actually have screwdrivers that are made for this. You want to be real careful because it's brass and it will strip out on you. But a lot of times when equipment sets up, this is your primary issue. And this one does not look bad. Looks clean. I'm going to spray, see the pickup tube. Pickup tube fell out. It may be a little bit plugged up. What I use to clean it is I have a set of tip cleaners for torch and for welding. And usually these will have the sizes that you need. Do not drill it out, or do not use anything. Yeah, these are clear. Do not use anything that's going to open the holes up any bigger. Yeah, they're good. We're going to spray it down with some carb spray. Make sure all the ports are clear. May have just had a float stuck. It's loose now. We're going to put it back together and we'll give it a try. Okay, I'm going to reinstall this carburetor. You don't need me to show you how to do that. You've seen me do it the first time. Do it in reversed order, and then we'll start working on the tank. The gas in the tank is pretty old, so to verify that we're getting fuel through it, I'm going to open fuel shutoff, and we are getting absolutely nothing. So that's probably our problem right there. There is some junk in the tank. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull the tank. The way this one is attached, there are 4 bolts, lock washers, and some rubber grommets that hold the tank down. I'm going to get those 4 off. We'll pull the tank, drain and dispose of the gas, and find out why it's not flowing. Okay, I've removed all 4 of the bolts. We've got our fuel line disconnected. Should be able to lift the tank right off. This has a tank vent, tank return vent, inside the air filter housing, so I took that loose. Should be able to lift it right out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wrench and I'm going to take this off, make sure that's not plugged, then I'll use the drain hole to drain the gas out. So here is the vent tube for the tank. It goes up high in the tank so it doesn't become vapor locked. Here is our shutoff valve. Here's our fuel line that goes to the carburetor. I'm going to take off this nut. Unscrew the whole thing. Should just see in there. It don't look like the gas is flowing very well. We're going to drain the gas out of the tank anyway, and then we'll take a look at this. I'll show you what the gas looks like when I get it out. Okay, this is the quality of the fuel that's in it. Smells more like varnish than it does gas. Smells like lacquer thinner. I'm going to get the rest of that out. We'll blow the tank out, make sure it's clear. I did not see any rust in the tank. Then we'll turn our attention over to the shutoff. I think the shutoff is plugged. Hopefully you can see down in there the tank is very clean, almost pristine. I didn't get any rust or anything, just bad ethanol gas out of it. So tank's ready. We'll get it put back together, and we'll get this drain fixed. Okay, there's a little reservoir in the bottom of these sediment bowl. There's a little screen inside there. It looks fine. I think our issue may be right in here. I'm going to hit that with some carb spray. We've got it on, open, still not getting anything. Let me hit it with a little bit of compressed air. I'm not getting much out that way. So we'll get a little screwdriver or something and make sure that's open. Now you should be able to buy a replacement of these. Yep, there's a lot of ethanol buildup in there. Hopefully you can see that. We'll focus on that. There's a lot of ethanol in there. That's what ethanol does. Hopefully you can see that pouring out of there. There we go. You can see through there now. All right. That's what it was. It's a bunch of ethanol, had the hole plugged up. Sediment bowl looks clean. We'll get it back together. Normally I wouldn't put any gas in the generator. I'd run it off a remote tank, so I'm not having to take the gas back out of it. But because this was not working, I'm going to put a little in there. We'll run it on it and we'll check this. We'll get this reinstalled. I'm going to go right there with it. All right. We'll get this reinstalled on the generator. Okay, this is the vent tube I was talking about. It comes from the tank to keep the tank from vapor locking. And then this tube is the return from the valve cover. Get those tightened down. I'll put our air filter retainer back in. We'll get this all buttoned up, put a little fuel in it, and we'll see if she'll take off. Okay, so I've got the fuel line on now. Shut off valve. See if we get any gas coming out the drain. And we do. We've got gas to the carburetor. So you know what time it is. Time to crank it up. Okay, we're going to crank it up, see what happens. We got our light bulb up there. Our throttle is not stuck, so we're going to give it a pull. Choke is on. Well, it's very quiet. May not come up that way on camera, but it's a quiet running machine. I think it's a little bit low on the RPMs. I may turn that up a little bit. I want to get about a little bit over 61, 62 hertz. So when it comes under load, it drops down to 60. Interesting thing that a electrician told me is the reason why everything runs at 60 hertz is because as a light bulb flickers, this is what he told me, as a light bulb flickers, the human eye cannot perceive 60 hertz at a flicker, and so that's why everything was gauged at 60 hertz. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but everything is. Over here in the States, everything is gauged at 60 hertz. So I may turn the speed up on this just a little bit, and we'll get a drill on it and see what happens. All right, instead of a drill, I'm going to use this multi-tool. Okay, I'm going to start it. We'll turn on this multi-tool. We'll watch the gauge over here and see how the hertz drops. All right, it's still running it right on where I had it set, about 61 hertz. And you put a heavier load on it, it'll probably drop more than that. We can adjust it out. We get something heavier and put on it. All right, everybody, that's it for this generator. Like I said, bought it at the neighbor's yard sale, and you can tell it cranks up first pull. I don't think it has very many hours on it at all. And yeah. All right, everybody, thanks for watching Fixing with a Kid. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. We're trying to get our goal, 1,000 subscribers, so help us out. I appreciate it. And until next time in the next project, goodbye.